Ooh. She said, fuck you and your existence. Hello and welcome back to Actually Let's Talk About It with me, your host Lily, and today, y'all, it's a Teyana Taylor time of the day. We're gonna get into the Escape Room album and just enjoy. I did watch the Escape Room, the film, so I did watch that with my family, and we was doing a lot when we was watching it together, so I feel like I wasn't really all the way listening because I was so distracted by the visuals. I wasn't all the way listening to the lyrics of the songs for this album. So I'm going to get into the album itself and make sure I'm putting a concentration on the lyrics. So for a lot of these songs, if not all of them, it will not be the first time that I'm hearing them, but it will be the first time that I'm hearing them and then I'm looking at the lyrics. So we're going to get into it together. And if you're watching this on YouTube, y'all, you will be seeing a very condensed version of this album reaction. Because like I said before in previous videos, I'm not trying to play with YouTube's copyright. And also it's important if you're watching this on YouTube, to support the artist. Like for real, especially Black artists, especially Black women. Because Teyana Taylor is beyond the scope of talented. And we've been new. And I'm so glad that she's back in music. Because she did say that she was not going to be doing it and focusing more on fashion. And that's really where I know her from, like the fashion icon that she is and her presence on social media. I know her more from that than I do from her music, because this is actually technically the first Teyana Taylor album that I've listened to from start to finish. Like there's been other albums that she's released and I've listened to like certain songs, but not the whole body of work collectively. And I do need to work on that because I'm gonna have to go back after I do this. I'm gonna have to go back and look at the other albums as well. But we're going to start with this one and then work our way back from there. And also, if you're watching this on YouTube and you're a subscriber on the channel, thank you so much for being a subscriber. Your support is so very much appreciated. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you have yet to subscribe to the channel, don't forget to do so because it is very important to, support small creators. Follow a day, a subscriber a day, Okay, come on now. And if also a big ups to the lovely patrons on Patreon, y'all. Your support is so very much appreciated. And I want to give a patron shout out to Clover Me. The second patron shout out will go out to Holly. The third patron shout out will go out to Bree. The fourth patron shout out will go out to Jaylani. The fifth patron shout out will go out to Virginia. And the sixth and final patron shout out will go out to Fadid. And I want to thank y'all again so much for your support on the Patreon. It really does mean the world to me. And also, you can see this full reaction on Patreon. Y'all, it is behind a paywall, but there's a sale for 40% off. So, yeah. And don't forget, before you look at this reaction, go stream. Because I'm like starting to put that more in my comments because I was already doing it. But I'm like, go stream the Teyana's album, like listen to it for yourself and then come back to hear what I think about it. I do recommend you listen to this album first and then come back. Both on YouTube and on Patreon. That's why on Patreon I specifically put, let's support the artist or support Teyana Taylor and come back after you've listened to it yourself. So you'll have your own thoughts and then we can see if our thoughts align. Okay, don't forget to do that. Do that. Because I think we need to do that more. I don't think I've said that a lot in my reactions, but I'm going to start saying that more. I'm going to start putting that more in my descriptions. Support the artist first, come back and look at this reaction. Let's just pay it forward, especially when we're talking about Black women in music. Support our Black women, period, especially the Black women who are in music, because it's not the easiest industry, and they really do be putting their all into these comebacks. So it's nothing to give it a listen and then come back and look at this reaction. And I'll leave y'all with that. We're going to get into this reaction immediately, y'all. I got the Genius lyrics up because you have to, and we're listening to this on Tidal. There's going to be I'm going to take the link that is going to be on Teyana's YouTube channel that has all the ways you can listen to the album. Tidal just for me seems to have the best sound, and I'm no longer messing with Spotify like that because they like to invest in dumb shit. So I'm just like, okay, y'all gave you an inch and you doing too much, so Can't do you no more. So back to title, we go. And we're going to start off with the first song of the album, Taraji P. Henson's Narration. I love her so bad. Taraji P. Henson, y'all. Okay, let's get into it.
Became a warning when your touch left blisters. Your name still on my lips, your ghost in my lungs. Love is something you must escape.
Yep.
This nigga, he created this fire in me. Should've walked out this bitch a long time ago. Yeah, but I ignored the signs. It's up now, nigga. It's up.
Okay. Before we get into Fire Girl, because this part of the narration stood out to me when I was watching the movie for Escape Room, and it says a lot. It says a lot. Like it says a lot about how we love as Black women. And I mean, it says a lot because a lot of times our love is so selfless that we forget about ourselves. Our love could be so selfless that we forget about the love for ourselves and the respect for ourselves. That is what we need to put in the forefront as well when we're loving men, not just Black men, but any man that you're with as a Black woman. You sometimes are so, but especially when it comes to Black men, there's so many chances that you want to give because you know how systemic racism works. You know how oppression works. You know how white supremacy works. You know how hard it is to be Black, especially in this little settler colony of ours known as the US of A. You know how hard it can be on Black men, even though Black women have it even worser. The way that we're so empathetic to a fault sometimes, the way that we're so eager to defend sometimes men who wouldn't defend us the same way, but would do it anyway, time and time again, just to sometimes get crumbs of affection when we give a whole ocean. Like, and it's crazy, and you have to unlearn it because you have to unlearn it because it's just something that we believe that we have to do. It is something, you know, I can't really explain. It's like a biological response to where sometimes as Black women, you feel like you need to protect Black men, even when the same Black men that you're trying to protect from the world don't protect you the same way. And that's hard to come out of, especially when you love somebody, when you marry to somebody who is showing themselves more and more to you every day to be your opposition, your op. They're showing themselves more and more, but it's even more insidious when a man does it after you have kids with him. It's something so insidious about a man doing that to you after you have kids with them. Because that's like, you know, like you're supposed to be married, you're supposed to be a family, and you treating this Black woman like she is your enemy. Or like you don't give a fuck. And that's shocking. Like she said, the blisters that it was leaving, but she all said it was passion. And I'm just like, it's just so messed up. And watching this play out with everything, just all my empathy is with Teyana, because as a Black woman, I know how we love. You know, and and even when it's not romantic, just the love you have for Black men, because you know how this world is. You know how this world is. You know how America is when it comes to Black men. And I'm like, and even in the midst of that, knowing how America is to Black women, we still think about Black men first sometimes before ourselves. And I'm like, you know, and I'm just like, it shouldn't be like that, where these type of instances are coming up, where we're seeing this amount of hurt being loose upon someone you claim to love, but you're so willing to do this to them. You're so willing to cut her when she didn't do nothing against you. And that's what's so crazy about how it's playing out. And I'm glad that she put pen to paper on it. I'm glad that she got better things now, okay? I'm like, come on now, we're gonna talk about the better things at the end. Alright, because I love black women who are loved properly by black men. I love to see black women loved. I do. I will always be an advocate for that, wherever you find it. Because Taraji, we already know what Taraji can do, but this was magnificent. I don't know who was writing this, but this was written by Teyana Taylor and Taraji P. Yeah, this. You know, love should not burn everything it touches. You know, and sometimes we do have to realize that we should have left people alone. You know, it's like Maya Angelou said, when someone shows you who they really are, believe them the first time. And that's one of the most important things. I didn't know. Well, I always said, when someone shows you who they really are, believe them. I didn't know she said, when someone shows you who they really are, believe them the first time. And I'm like, As I'm getting older, I'm like, I'm going to believe what a man does. Like, your actions will always speak louder than words. So now when you're approaching things with men, even as friends, I'm going to believe your actions the first time. When that's that first red flag, I'm going to believe it the first time, regardless of what you're saying, because our actions will always speak louder than our words. I'm going to have to start believing your actions the first time. Regardless of what you're saying, I'm going to have to start believing your actions the first time, because, y'all, we at ages. You know, we at ages where we just can't afford to waste our time, especially as black women. You can't afford to waste your love on someone who is not deserving. And I really loved them, though. I really loved them together. I really thought it was beautiful. And it was, for a moment. But there's a thing that happens with certain types of men where they get jealous. Especially after women have babies. They get jealous of those women. And I've seen it in my own family. I was like, the same man that was so lovey-dovey towards you, well, after you have children, and it go back the way it go back. Because, you know, genetics and black women, we really are the blueprint. And it snaps back. And these men, all of a sudden, they get hostile. And I'm like, I saw it in the case with my own mom when I was younger. And I was like seeing that after my little sister was born. And I was like, oh, I didn't know what it was at the time because I was like 4.5. But I was like, oh, his attitude changed. And this was not even a black man. Okay, because me and my sister don't have the same dad biologically. We have our mom in common. So seeing how he was acting, I'm like, that's unique. That's unique. That's unique. And so hearing it all these years later, it's like 21, almost 21 years later, and it's still happening like this. I'm like, it's sad for them. It's sad for them. It's sad for them, especially because this man is from Sacramento, Oak Park. And I'm like, I know so many great men because I'm from Sacramento, from Oak Park, which is why I thought it was going to be a phenomenal thing. But even then, there are the outliers. And it seems like he is one of them. They switch up sometimes. And I'm like, and it's a choice. It's a choice to switch up on somebody who's done nothing but love you. You can have your little tips and your little things, and no, ain't nobody saying nobody perfect, but to dog somebody out, thusly, the way homeboy was doing, I'm like, now no. Okay, I'm like, that's a choice. That's a choice. That's a deliberate choice. And that's all I'm gonna say. A deliberate choice. But yeah. Now we're gonna get into Fire Girl. I think I was rambling too much, but I had to say what was on my spirit after hearing those words written by Taraji and Teyana, because damn. This album. Okay, y'all, like, we ain't even on the second song yet. Goddamn.
be stressed out, keep my head above the water. Can't be drowning in your bullshit.
Oh.
You live and you learn. This time it's my turn. Fucking nigga, let it burn. It's never burn my soul, nigga. Choose the violence. Am I wrong for breaking windows, slashing tires, fucking up fire hydrants? I don't reach you in your existence. It's cold outside.
She said, fuck you in your existence. Ooh. That's going in the repertoire. That's going in the repertoire. That's going in the repertoire. Fuck you and your existence. Teyana, you know what? What you just did there, you just gave us a new line. Fuck you and your existence. Wow. 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 I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. And I don't even know why. I love that. It's so matter of fact. So nicely done. Come on now. That was an ancestral bar. I must say, that was an ancestral bar that Teyana just gave us. Let's continue.
I watched you drift when I stopped clapping. When did you show up for me? I'll wait. You proud to admit your misery, love my company. It should have ended. It's been fucking over.
Yo, Sarah girl. Now you know I love my good sis from American Horror Story, cause it. Okay. But let's break down what she said here. Did you really love me? Or did you love how I made you feel? Teyana, I feel your pen heavy on this. Yep. You and Sarah? Like a king, like a man. When did you show up for me? I'll wait. You know what? The way that this is universal. 'Cause when did you show up for me? I'll wait. 'Cause wow. 'Cause knowing everything I know now, Teyana, you should. Shh. Okay, showed up like a motherfucker. In the midst of being a mother, carrying children, birthing them, and your body having to heal from that. Because it's a process, and I don't think people understand. But women like Teyana, like women like my mom, because I'm not a person that has given birth, I ain't ready for all that. Okay? Because it's a lot. You going through the psychological, you going through the physical, you going through the spiritual burdens of being pregnant as a Black woman in America while you're working, while you're being a wife, and going through all that, not once, but twice. And then you still doing your goals, making sure you make time for yourself, making sure you make time to be a wife to your husband, and being met with this. Because as soon as the kids come, it's not about homeboy. It's about those kids. They become number one. Which is why I'm not ready to have kids yet. Because, I got to be completely selfless. Okay? Because I know it's not going to be about me. There's people younger than me. There's people that depend on you now. Because babies can't do nothing by themselves, They come out and they can't do nothing. They can't talk yet. They can't walk yet. It's just like, dang. It's really clean slate. They knew. And you got to focus on the people who are new to the world. Not the people that have been here for a minute. So, in the way that some men act like they can't understand that. Like they can't understand after you have a baby, all that goes into nurturing that child. Keeping that baby alive. Because that's another thing that could be scary about becoming a parent is you got to keep a baby alive. Alive. For the next 18 years. Until they're finally proficient enough in keeping themselves together. So I think that needs to be talked about a lot. Because what? You know? And I'm just like, when she said I was too loyal to leave. Too proud to admit your misery loved my company. The fact that you were feeling a certain way, and instead of, I don't know, going to therapy because you got the money. Instead of, you know, saying, I may be a man in America, but she is a black woman in America that deals with a lot more than I do, especially in the industry that she's in. And I need to at least be there in some capacity for her, but just pretending like your weight is heavier than hers. The selfishness of that. And I'm like, I'm glad that we have all these women. We had Taraji. We got Sarah Paulson. We have to have these women talk about these things, because the way that it can be so overlooked, especially when it comes to black women, especially when it comes to dark-skinned black women, because let's be for real, there is a colorism aspect to it as well, to where people feel like, oh, she's a dark-skinned black woman, she can handle it. But should she have to? Should she have to? Should she have to have the burden and just be expected to carry it because that's what you need to do? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like crazy that that's it. Because when I was growing up, because my great-grandmother is a dark-skinned black woman. My great-grandfather is a light-skinned black man. Okay? They're both not here no more. But the love that I saw between them two is something that I always kept in mind whenever I am in a relationship, whenever I am thinking of being in a relationship. It's always those two as an example of how black women deserve to be treated. Because it's not to say that they necessarily had a lot. Okay, she was coming from Louisiana. They met in California. I believe they met before she got to California, but they set up roots in California. He was originally from Oklahoma and, you know, came to California in time. So there was just a way about them and a respect there. And that always solidified how black women deserve to be treated in a marriage to me. And they were the blueprint. They were the example. And when I see things like this, and I'm like, I don't get how you can get in that place, especially as a black man, where you know how much black women have gone through, where you know how hard it is as a black woman in general, and don't add the skin tone to it. Because the empathy that people will have for someone who's light skinned like me versus the empathy that they will sometimes refuse to give to a dark skinned black woman. You know, I'm just like, what the hell? But it's a thing. And we have to acknowledge that. And I'm like, this type of betrayal nobody deserves to go through. This type of hurt that's intentional, because we're not going to act like this is not intentional hurt caused to a black woman. Nobody should have to go through. And it's not fair, but I'm glad she can make a song about it. I'm glad she can make an album about it and get her healing that way, because you don't want it to end like this. You don't want it to turn into this. But when people are basically saying fuck you with their actions, you really gotta match that energy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, goodness, I don't wanna, you know, I don't wanna go on a tangent. I don't wanna get in, I don't wanna nobody feel like I'm preaching, but I'm just like, it make me mad. Because I believe black people, as a people, we deserve everything. But especially black women, because for too long, we just had to take things that we shouldn't have to take in stride. And I'm like, I hate to see things like this. Because it just, to me, it shouldn't be. To me, you know, everybody different, but to me, it shouldn't end up like this. But people have free will, and that's what homeboy chose to do it is. So, you know, I guess. You always trusting your blessings, boo. You know I bring out the best in you. I kept you inspired. I lit you my fire. Did it when they
was over. Now the doors close for closure. Should've been walked out this bitch a long time. Ego disguised hurt, driving the brakes of my heart off the ledge. Without your shadow, the hard part isn't walking away. The hard part isn't losing you. It's losing the version of me I left behind. But maybe the hard you don't give up. Talk about losing me.
LaLa and Niecy. LaLa and Niecy. Because I love me some LaLa and I love me some Niecy Nash as well. That part is the fact that you don't give a fuck about losing me. Somebody's men. That part. I'm like, because it's jealousy. It's envy. It's intimidation. Like my sister be saying, she would say jealousy, envy, intimidation. It's all of that. Because when certain types of men, certain types of males, because real men don't have that concept. They don't turn like this. But a male that's been disguising himself as a man, but when he is up with when he connects with a woman who's a real woman, like Teyana Taylor, because Teyana Taylor, she's a real woman. Okay? She's very strong and she's worked for it. She's worked to get there. She's been that one. She's known her path. And that could be intimidating for somebody who believes, and this goes into toxic masculinity as well. It goes into, unfortunately, white supremacy as well. Because especially as a black man, for you to treat a black woman like this, it is echoing white supremacy. It is echoing those type of behaviors because you wanted to hurt her. You wanted to break her soul. You wanted that. You wanted that. Whether you want to admit it or not, subconsciously or consciously, you wanted that to happen. You wanted the relationship ending to have a physical, spiritual, and mental toll on her in a very negative way. You wanted that to happen so that she would never be the same after you. But that's not what happened. Because that was not what the ancestors wanted to happen for her. And I'm like, that's not what the ancestors wanted to happen for Teyana. But that person wanted that to happen. And it's sad that somebody that you've been in love with could be that spiteful to you. But again, it's jealousy, it's envy, it's intimidation. Intimidated by the strong black woman. Intimidated by the vulnerable black woman. Intimidated by the artistic black woman. Intimidated by the successful black woman. Intimidated by the motherly black woman. Intimidated by your wife who is a black woman. That's crazy. That's crazy. But when you are caught up in not decolonizing your mind, when you are caught up in superficial things, when you are caught up in, oh, this doesn't make me feel like a man nonsense, the patriarchy nonsense, which is again rooted in white supremacy, you do things like this. You lash out at a black woman who's done nothing but love you. You destroy the life that y'all built together just because you don't want her to have a happy part of it. You leave plans that y'all planned together undone and unfinished because you would rather her hurt and you feel a little bit better about yourself than put in the work in to do better by her. And that's just really sad. It's really sad for him because it doesn't get no better than her. I'm going to say that right now. It will never get any better than her. She was the best for him. She was the best for him. And he'll never have nothing equivalent to her. It'll never be given. She was the gift from the ancestors that he rejected. The family was the gift from the ancestors that he rejected it. You know, what else can we say? What else can we say? Because you'll know it by the fruits that it bears. And she's been doing nothing but winning in every aspect of her life since she got rid of you. We cannot say the same for you. So there's that. And I'm going to just say that. I'm going to just say that. And I'm like, as a black woman, I'm always be on the side of black women, okay? I'm going to always be on the side of black women. I'm on Teyana Taylor's side. Wholeheartedly so. Because it was callous. It was very intentionally callous. Very insidious. And I'm going to keep using that word. Very insidious. What was done. And this is only the things that she's willing to share. This is only the things that she's willing to share. And nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves that. And that's all I'm saying. It's just not right. It's just not right. But I'm glad she can channel it into her art. I'm glad she can make a bag off of it. And she can let it go. Because it's in the past now. If she has a new future, a new present, and a new future to look forward to. And she don't got to deal with that no more. So I love that for her. I love that for her.
Was your wife or was your friend or that? But all you did was make me cry. So cold you turn blue. Your pride will divide the night this time. The hard part is over. Don't feel all these feelings I'm feeling. I can't react. Can't react. Thinking that's all I got. The hard part is over.
Yep, the hard part is over for her. I love that.
Something is wrong, 'cause I can't keep a smile. But I guess love must be a lie. Why won't you love me back to life? I'm dying. Don't let me die, no. What is wrong with you? We used to fuck all night. Get over one nigga is to get another. I gotta tell you, I remember I got rid of new dick memories is what I need.
I love me some Tasha Smith. Y'all, I love this because Tasha Smith, she's just been that one. I believe the first time I saw her in something was Why Did I Get Married? And I've been in love with her as an actress and a person ever since. I'm not going to even hold y'all. And I love how she mentioned her great grandma. I'm like, our great grandmothers, man. They be having the best advice. I'm gonna say that. I love that. I love this song because she just really took us through the emotions. Because, you really remember, I'm like, we used to be together. We used to go together bad. It was giving very much twin, where have you been? And then you acting like this. I'm like, and that is a saying, the best way to get over someone is to get under someone else. And, to an extent. It may not always be literally, but at least just allowing yourself to feel a connection with somebody else. And I feel like I'm very proud I'm very proud of Teyana Taylor. Like, I want to say that. We only 8 songs in. I'm so proud of her. Okay, I'm so proud of her. And I don't think I can say that enough. I am so proud of her for coming back in this way, strong, steadfast. Because there is strength in vulnerability. There is strength in your honesty. There is strength in telling your truth. And this is giving nothing but strength. And I love that. Okay, kudos to the ladies as well. Taraji, Sarah, LaLa, Niecy, and Tasha Smith, and also Lucky Daye, for standing right here with her and everybody else on this album. Because, come on now. Like, cause you know, you don't want nobody to ever go through this. This is not something that's easy to talk about. It's not something that's easy to write about. It's something that could be so very frustrating. It is something that you just hope never happens to someone you love or yourself. And when you've lived it and you come out on the other side and you have a perspective on things, I'm glad she's putting that pen to paper, because this gonna help people. This gonna wake a lot of people up that need to be woken up. Men, women, theys and thems. They need to hear it. They need to hear it because it's very important. It's very important because this wasn't just a boyfriend. This was a spouse. This was a spouse. And I think that's what makes me so mad. I'm like, this was a spouse. It's completely different. There's a legality to this, because it's illegal when you get married. It's illegal when you have to go through divorce proceedings. There's a legality to this. There's an officialness to this. There's a commitment not only with the state and, your country know you married, the government know you married, but spiritually, it's depending on if you're Christian or not. I grew up Pentecostal, Christian, and Baptist on both sides. So like the spiritual aspect of that, if they are Christian, you committed, and for you to renege on that like this, that's hurtful. That's painful. And even though I might not be Christian no more, because, there's some hypocrisies. Okay. I do know that you can't treat people like that and expect good things to happen to you, because it just won't. And that's all I'm going to say. Okay. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. That's all I'm going to say. You can't treat people like this and make them feel like this, because even if that wasn't your intention, the impact of your action is going to be way more so than your intention behind that action. So, it's not something that nobody should have to go through. And I'm going to keep saying that. It's not something that I would ever wish on somebody. Even the worst, maybe the worst of the worst. But, I wouldn't really wish this on nobody, because this is pain. And it's not just physical pain. It's mental. It's spiritual pain. And you have to go through the healing process of it, the grieving process of it. Because when you're married, it's different. I gotta say that. The way you would, a boyfriend, girlfriend, people may say, oh, it's about this. When you married, legally married, it's different. It's different when you went through the preparation. Your families know each other. You got kids together. You went through paying what you paid for the wedding. You are financially invested in one another's things. And to go through the uncoupling of that publicly, because they are figures that are known throughout the world as celebrities. Okay? Like, to go through this and to keep a brave face on as a black woman going through this, to go home to your kids and have to explain this. Like all the facets of it. It's not just the things that she's talking about here. It's the things that she's not saying. So, I'm like, all respect to Teyana. All respect to her. Because this is a lot. This is a lot. We only on song 8. And it's just stirring a lot of emotions in me as a black woman. Because I'm like, this is a lot. You can feel it. And I'm like, I'm not sure why I could feel it, but you could feel it about how this affected her, about the weight of it all. And I'm like, you know, like, it's just not right. It's just not right. And I got to keep saying that because it, you know, dang.
She unfolds in her own perfect time. You love me. I don't love you either. Tell me you love me. Closed her heart and opened her legs. Sa petite.
Oh, well, dang.
We should let it happen with no distractions. Want you to love me with all your weather change, it's a different climate. Feel like it was perfect the way I timed it. You show me everything, I know where to find it. I'll make it disappear. Talking all that shit, won't you just pull up?
All I'm gonna say is these last couple of songs, from Jodie Turner Smith's Narration to this song 9 through 11. That's how it start. That's how it start. That's all I'm saying. That's how it start. That's how it start. You gotta watch out for them quiet men. Them quiet men. That's all I'm gonna say. Them quiet men show up and show out. That's all I'm gonna say. You may think, oh, that's just a friend. That's just my sneaky link. You know, whatever you want to call them, that's just my friend with benefits. Next thing you know, y'all in a committed relationship on your way to get married. Anyway, you gotta watch out for them quiet men because it's the subtle ones. The subtle ones, they ain't doing too much, just enough. I'm seeing where the story is going. I'm like, caught you by surprise. That's what it did. That's what it did.
You can take me on your tongue, cause I let you get a lick. Must be something. I'ma take it so. It's been going down. It's been going down. Anything can happen. She go boom boom, look at it all way. I love it when you hit the bass, like a bitch, put it all on tape. Boom boom jump. Pretty kitty purring all over this album. Euphoric when we move. I love that you love to reach all the places I want. Never too much.
Okay, I heard the hell out of that. Come on now. Come on now. Okay, that was it. That was it. Please.
Wait, hold on. I thought you just texted me. I can be in my head, okay? Because I'm a lady. But you, I don't understand. Claim me because I want to be claimed. But I will never fucking tell you that. You just fast forward to the part where we're in love.
Oh.
I know you need it. Inhale, breathe. Trust me, fuck me, just me. It'll always be love. Baby, don't stop it. What you doing? Come and do it, reproduce it. I take you to love me, lead me.
Ooh. Oh, dang. I know that's right.
I know you feel like caught off guard that you fucking fell in love with me. Yeah, I'm sorry. I won't make you look stupid if you won't make me look stupid. So what the fuck are we gonna do? Really, what the fuck are you gonna do? Because you're the man. So man up and let's do this shit.
I love that. And before we get into Bed of Roses, we do have to say that because I love that. This, like, ever since song 9, we are in the second, like, the current part before leading up to what we currently know about her present relationship. And I love that, like, especially because we get to hear with these Issa Rae narrations, part 1 and part 2, just how beautiful things can start. Like, it's subtle things. You know, you just thought she was just a casual thing, and then feelings, emotions, like love, etc. You know, in addition to the respect and just genuine love, person to person. Because to love someone and to be in love with someone are two very completely different things. You know, like, we all have love for each other. Like, of course, when you are in a situationship, there is a mutual respect, there's a mutual love, care, etc., etc. Because outside of that, you are most likely friends first. So there's always that. And I think, especially when you've been friends with someone before you sleep with them, there's always that. I've never slept with a friend, though. So I wouldn't know that. I would not know that. So I can't necessarily speak with that from what I hear from people who have. And they've entered into relationships with those people. It is an awkward stage. Because you're like, we can do this. But if we do this and it don't work out, then will we even be friends after this is over? Or if we do this and it does work out, then we out here in completely committed relationship with each other, and you know, ain't no going back, etc., etc. There's a lot of ifs, buts, you know, maybe nots involved in that conversation. I like how it was eloquently put in Issa Rae's narration, part 1, the in your head, final destination. Issa Rae's narration, part 2, where you finally realize this is not just a hookup situation. This is not just, you know, I'll call you when I need you kind of a thing, but it's well, we got something here. We got something real here. And we could take it to that next step. I love this. Oh, I love this. I love this. Because, songs 1 through 8, that was a different type of emotion, honey. But 9, and we on the 18th song, the joy, the happiness. You know, because it did go into, I'm going to just do me, like a little carefree. And then a little hookup-y. A little poom bring life energy. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was giving very much Beyonce, let me sit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you, okay, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, and then we get into, well, look at that. I'm catching feelings. And now we going into the 18. Okay, like, I love this. I love this. I love this for her. And for him too. I love it for them. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you. I do. I love when beautiful people find each other. I just do. What can I say? I'm a romantic. I can't help it. I love this. The scenes that accompanied this in the movie. We're gonna have to rewatch it, y'all. Come on now. I love this. I love this for her. And him. I love this for them. I really do.
Letting go and allowing two souls to align. Loved me before you could trust me. Searching for the beauty hidden in the fracture. How to love
without armor.
Oh, that's beautiful. Damn. Teyana, your pen.
Swear I go on my mind. Nothing can give me what you give me. Baby got to kiss sweet time.
I know that's right.
I wanna be in your skin. Yeah. Why don't you just stay? Drop the bags and let's get to unpacking. Yes, when I breathe in air that you breathe.
Oh.
Say the things you see. Be lotion on you.
Ooh.
100% at a time. Just wanna be in your skin. Wanna be in your skin.
Wow. Yo. All I'm gonna say right now is, as a heterosexual woman, if Teyana Taylor wrote this type of a song for me, that's it. That's it. Ain't nothing in this earth, below it, above it, no principalities in high places could ever be able to tear us apart. That's for real. Cause what? The romance, the declaration here. In your skin is that one. Because, excuse me, if she, please, I'd have to buy a ring. I would, I ain't gonna lie. I'd have to buy a ring. Because if anybody ever made me this type of a song, that's a spouse. I'm so sorry. I'm like, what? This would be our wedding song. For real. Because like, what? This is beautiful. I'm like, oh my god, like Teyana girl, like what? Making you want to twirl your hair, twirl the strand of your hair as you listen. Teyana, I love this for you. Like, I love this for you bad, sis. I love this for you. Because this is what you deserve. Like, this is it. I'm happy for her. That she is allowing herself to feel this. That she is here in this relationship that she is in. Because you deserve this. You deserve this. You deserve this, okay? That's all I'm going to say. She deserves this. This is her reward. Because wow, and we ain't even at the end of the album. What? This is beyond the scope of beautiful. Goddamn. I am transfixed by you. Teyana Taylor, I am transfixed by you. Cause the way you put pen to paper on this entire album, cause every song deserves its 10s, but especially this one. Because, oh my goodness, the vulnerability here, y'all, again, somebody make a song like this for you? Again, like I said, I'd have to buy a ring. Because we locked in now. Ain't no switching up. We locked in forever and a day.
Evil intentions couldn't bear the purity of her heart.
Come on.
A testament to what happens when one waits.
Come on.
Embrace, heal, reclaim the soul.
Preach now.
She finally escaped back to herself.
Period.
Really, who is counting when I'm broken all the way through? Right back to you. Always tricking me to see the lessons learned. But right back to you, right back to me, babe.
Oh.
I saw it. The way your laugh started to sound like sunlight again.
Come on.
Your eyes held a little more spark. Thank you for coming back to music and back to you.
Y'all. That this album deserves all of its 10s. Because she took us on a journey. of her coming back to herself. Because this was what Escape Room was all about. Her going through the things that she went through. Finding herself in the midst of all that pain. Allowing herself to be open and vulnerable to someone again. And ultimately coming back to herself. Because it's very important for us to remember who we are. Because sometimes we can forget. We can allow our new titles, like wife and mother, to cloud our perception of ourselves. And sometimes when you're done wrong in the way that she was, by someone you gave so much of yourself to, picking up those pieces and finding your way back to yourself can be a task. And I love how this whole album was just that. It was her finding herself, her accepting things that she couldn't change, moving on from a painful relationship, jumping into a new one, discovering how she felt about that new one, coming to terms with all of that entails, and allowing herself to love again. And it concluding with the fact that she remembered who she was before everything. Because remembering who you are after the things that she went over in this album is essential to you being able to be there for the ones you love. Remembering to be there for yourself is essential to you being able to be there for the people that you love and need to take care of. And I love this for her. I love the beauty of her daughters, because goddamn, like the way that they're listed as writers for this and what her daughter said, like that's beautiful. And the fact that a child is able to put that into words, the way that her laugh started to sound like sunlight again, the way her eyes had a little bit more sparkle, like they remembered who you were. Because that is deep. A lot of times kids, when I remember when I was a kid, parents sometimes don't understand that you see a lot. You see a lot and you absorb a lot about, especially when it comes to their emotions. When your parents is going through stuff. Even if they try to hide it, you know it. And you know it well. Because your innocence and the love is so pure, you can see the truth of things a lot easier. And I think that it's beautiful that she included those words from her daughters. Because they're very powerful. They're very powerful. I knew Junie was that one. And so is Rue. But Junie being the oldest. She, from oldest child to oldest child, oh yeah. She don't play about her mom. Just like I didn't play about mine. And still don't. Okay? And it's really beautiful. There's something different about firstborn daughters and the way we love our moms. It's something about that. It's something about that. And I could hear it. Okay, I could hear it in what Junie was saying. When it comes to her daughter, Teyana, girl, you hit the jackpot, you hit the lottery. I ain't gonna hold you. Because it's just beautiful to see it in a second generation. They ain't gonna be no joke. Once they hit adulthood, they ain't gonna be no joke. That's all I'm gonna say. Cause that don't come from nowhere. The gifts are already there. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. The gifts is already there. And I'm loving that. I love this album. There is no favorite song on this album for me, cause this whole album was a journey. It does need to be digested as a whole. Okay, like it needs to be digested as a whole album. Like 1 through 22, y'all gotta go through it. Y'all gotta go through it. Because it's her journey, it's her truth, it's her vulnerability, it's her triumph, it's her strength. It's her victory all in one. And I think that is what's so beautiful about this. She made it for herself. It's her testimony. And that's what's so beautiful about Escape Room. This is her testimony. Like I said, it's her victory. It's her triumph. It's her overcoming. It's her coming back to herself. It's her allowing herself to love again. It's her choosing herself. It's all of these things. And I really, really love this album. Like, out of all the albums that I've listened to lately, this is the best one I've heard all year. I haven't listened to a lot of albums this year, but this is the best one. This is the best one. And I hope she gets awards for this, because it's going to help so many people. It's not just for women. It's not just for men. It's for everybody. It's for everybody. Everybody need to hear it, because it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. And I love Teyana Taylor down. I love her down. I love her down. And that's it, and that's all. I think the earliest thing I've seen Teyana Taylor in was Teach Me How to Dougie, the music video. She was in there. And then where she was playing a character, and her character was Lil Bow Wow's character's baby mom. And she was saying, Byron, you know that one? Like, y'all. So to see her come from that to where she is in 2025, how much work she's put in, how much time she's put in. I didn't know she choreographed Ring the Alarm for Beyonce. Well, she was still a teenager. So Teyana Taylor, she's been that girl for a very long time. And to someone that's not sure about themselves, it could be intimidating. But to the person that is sure about themselves, her presence, they will always treat as a gift. And I'm glad that she's found that, where she is. Because I'm like, Mufasa, I'm like, girl, I love this for you. I love this for you. I love it for you. I love it for them. I love to see Black people in relationships that they deserve to be in, where they are cared for, where they are nurtured, where they are safe, especially for Black women. I love that she's safe with him. I love that she is cared for with him. I love that. I love that, and I will never get tired of seeing that. I love that. You know, I just love that. And I hope the best for other Black women as well that are searching for that. Like, that you get it. Because it, you know, it can get, especially in the entertainment industry, y'all, okay? Like, the entertainment industry, you need that. You need someone that is safe to come home to. Something that you don't got to think about, maybe something that you didn't like that was going on just a few hours ago. Okay, like that, her peace. She deserves. She deserves. She deserves. And she got her kids, and he just let the world know he got a son. And I love this for them. I love that they seem very equally yoked. And I'm hoping the best for them. I'm hoping so much life for them. So much more things to come for them. Because they're just beautiful separately, and they're even more beautiful. They're dazzling together. Dazzling, I say. I'm going to say it. They are absolutely dazzling together. And I love this for them. I love this for them. And I just wanted to say that because I love it for them. I love because I follow both of them on Instagram. And I'm like, I just love seeing them do things individually. And the crazy part is I never even watched that Mufasa Lion King movie. I didn't. But I know so much because my mom and my sister had watched Rebel Ridge. And I still haven't seen it. I'm going to see it though. Because I hear it won an Emmy. I'm like, yeah. And Teyana Taylor, she's always been someone that I follow for her fashion sense. Like, she knows how to put it together. She knows how to put it on. And I'm like, wow. And she's just, the vision she has, her fashion pieces. Like, I'm like, wow. Like, I wouldn't even have thought of that, but it just makes so much sense after I saw her put it together for her collections. And I'm like, wow, that's really amazing. And so, yeah, I love that. I love what she's done here. I love that she gave this to us. She trusted us with it. Because to give out this type of art for public consumption, I love that she trusts that we gonna know how to process it correctly. So yeah, I think I'm gonna conclude it there. But yeah, y'all, every song is my favorite. All 22 songs. All these tracks are my favorite. They're this whole body of work. The best I've heard this year. I'm going to call it. I know there's not going to be any album reaction that I do that's going to top this for me. I'm gonna just say that this is my album of the year. I would just say that. We're gonna check back around December time, but I don't think it's gonna change. This is my album of the year for me, and I stand 10 toes down on that. And if y'all are watching this reaction on YouTube, thank y'all so much for watching. And if you are a subscriber on the YouTube channel, again, thank you so much for being a subscriber. I really do appreciate the support. And if you have made it all the way until the end and you're watching on YouTube and you have yet to subscribe to the channel, do not forget to do so, okay, y'all? Support a sister. And last but most definitely not least, a big ups once again to the lovely patrons on Patreon, y'all. Your support is so very much appreciated. And now I'm going to get into our moment of solidarity because, yeah, y'all, we gotta talk about these real world situations because, you know, they happening. And we gotta show our solidarity with the indigenous peoples of these regions and make sure that they know that they are cared for and that they are loved and appreciated and that we're gonna support them. So yeah, y'all, let's get into it. So we're going to start with our brothers and sisters, our theys and thems in Cameroon with the Anglophone crisis. It is also known as the Ambazonia War. Do know that it is a ongoing armed conflict in the English-speaking northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon between the Cameroonian government and the Ambazonian separative groups. Okay, this is an issue that traces back to colonial times when Cameroon was still a European colony. And these are the ripple and the after effects of that colonization. Remember that this crisis/war did start back on September 9th in 2017, which was 8 years and 3 days ago today, as of September 12th. And we have to remember that this was following the suppression of the 2016 through 2017 protests by Cameroonian. So basically the suppression of the protests by the Cameroonian authorities. So separatists in the Anglophone regions, they were collectively known as the Southern Cameroons, launched a guerrilla campaign and later proclaimed their own independence. And then, you know, government does what governments like to do when you claim your independence. They declare war on the separatists and sent their armies into the Anglophone regions. It began as a low-scale insurgency that quickly escalated to just full-out conflict within the Anglophone regions in a year. And then by 2019, in the summertime, the Cameroonian government had control of the major cities and parts of the countryside, while the Ambazonian nationalists held parts of the countryside and regularly appeared in some of the major cities. And we do have to note that there have been mediation talks attempted in Switzerland in 2019 that failed, and in July of 2020 that failed, and there have been no further talks of any type of ceasefire in Cameroon since July of 2020. It has been over 5 years, and not a peep from any side about if there's a possibility to resolve the crisis or the war for the sake of the people that are caught in the crossfire. So there is that. And we have to go into what's happening with our brothers and sisters in Congo, in addition to the exploitation and the M23 Rwanda-backed insurgents who are spreading sexual violence and just regular violence throughout the region, and also the ISIL killing people for no reason. We have disease, such as Ebola, which we talked about before in past videos, that is happening in Congo's southern Kasai province, and the cases have doubled in this week since a new outbreak was confirmed there. The suspected cases have increased between 28 to 68 in recent days, and the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said at an online briefing that it's also spread from 2 to 4 districts, and then the death toll does stand at 16. So there's just a lot going on, and then trying to get vaccines as there is an ongoing militias and other people with cruel intent. Do remember that the best way to help people in the Congo right here, right now, is donating to Focus Congo and other such non-profit organizations, and do make sure that they are Congolese-led and Congolese-vetted organizations like Focus Congo before you give your money to them. And also, the best way that you can help without donating, because I know y'all some people on a little tight budget, okay, myself included. So the best way we can help, don't buy new tech. You know, I know that Samsung keeps announcing new phones and stuff. Get it refurbished. This is refurbished. The phone I'm using to record this video, over 5 years old. Okay, this monitor, refurbished. Got it off eBay. Refurbish as much as you can, especially for major electronics, especially from companies like Samsung, Apple, HP, Intel. If you cannot buy from them, do so. They have mines that they should not have in Congo. They are doing slave labor against black people for resources in Congo, including Tesla as well. So if you can avoid these brands, do that. But at the most, do not buy nothing new from these brands. Buy them refurbished. Go through your cell phone carrier. Go to the pawn shop. Go to somewhere else completely. eBay even. Best Buy outlet for refurbished and used things. Just do not buy it from them directly in solidarity. Then we got to talk about the Gaza Samud flotilla. Most of the vessels are still docked in Tunisia before their planned departure towards Gaza in a few days. And this is coming after fires have broken out and 2 recorded attacks on vessels that are a part of the flotilla with drones. And we haven't heard anything since the Tunisian government announced that they were going to investigate. We just know that they are allegedly investigating. And there's also some vessels that are going to be a part of the flotilla who are in Barcelona, I do believe, because they are getting work done on some of the ships to make sure that they can withstand the weather that they might encounter on the water. So yeah, y'all keep an eye out for the Global Samud Flotilla or the GSF. And then we do have to talk about what is happening in Gaza and Gaza City right now. So as of 21 minutes ago, we do have a conclusion on the developments of today, Friday, September 12th, in Palestine as a whole. Israel has freed 13 Palestinians from Gaza after holding them for months under what medical and rights groups have described as harsh and degrading conditions. The UN General Assembly has overwhelmingly endorsed a resolution calling for a 2-state solution with 142 votes in favor and 10 against. Gaza's government media office says more than 1.3 million Palestinians, including 350,000 children, remain in Gaza City and the north despite Israel's relentless bombardment and forced evacuation orders. It does say that, President Orange will be having a dinner tonight with the U.S. Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff, and Qatar's Prime Minister, Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdulrahman bin Jassim Al Thani. So hopefully something comes from that. And at least 65 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli attacks across Gaza since the dawn today, including 48 in Gaza City and the northern Gaza Strip. Medical sources have told Al Jazeera. Hamas has announced that its Gaza leader, Khalil al-Hayya, led funeral prayers for his son Hammam and others killed in Tuesday's Israeli airstrikes in Doha and Qatar. And the top U.S. diplomat, Marco Rubio, is scheduled to fly into Israel on Saturday. So tomorrow. So we have that. And those are our updates for our brothers, sisters, theys, and thems in Palestine. And then as we move on to what is happening in Sudan, we do need to understand that after more than 2 years of this proxy war that some of these people have been subjected to due to the greed of colonizer nations, more than 25 million people are now acutely hungry, and at least 20 million people require health services urgently. The UN World Food Program, or the WFP, has also warned that displaced families in some areas have not received any aid for the last 3 months, as it was announced that for the first time funding shortfalls have forced it to pull back its support in areas where it does not have access. And they did say, and I quote, "The scale of needs in Sudan are so big that we have to make tough decisions on who receives assistance and who doesn't. Those are heartbreaking decisions to make," said WFP's Lenny Kenzili in an urgent appeal for more international funding to help all those affected by more than 2 years of war. It does say that the children are especially vulnerable. Humanitarians have warned with malnutrition surging in the regions, particularly among youngsters and their mothers. And according to the UN Reproductive Health Agency, the UNFPA, and partners working in education, around 13 million of the 17 million youngsters who have remained in Sudan are now out of school. This includes 7 million who are enrolled but are not able to attend classes because of the conflict or displacement, plus 6 million school-aged children who haven't been registered for the school year. So it is a lot going on with Sudanese people. Do not forget to donate if you can, and at the very least, make sure you do not travel to UAE or Saudi Arabia. Make sure you do not buy gold, because we are not sure if that gold is native to the country that is selling it or if it is imported off of the backs of the suffering of the Sudanese people. Okay. And then we're going to go into what is happening with our brothers and sisters in Tigray. Do be aware that the TPLF, also known as the Tigray People's Liberation Front, does have an internal power struggle. There is a faction led by the former president Debretsion Gebremichael, who ousted the previous interim leader Getachew Reda, and the other faction is led by Getachew Reda. So we do know that that is causing an issue. But in addition to that issue, you have the federal government of Ethiopia going against the TPLF as a whole. And then you also have the Eritrean government and some of their people going against the TPLF as well to harm Tigrayan people. So we do have to make sure that we are aware of what is happening with Tigrayan people, because over 700,000 people have been displaced. And, you know, Getachew Reda has been appointed to orchestrate the return of those people, but there's militias who have that land now, and the TPLF is accusing the Ethiopian government of failing to resettle the people and help with the militias that are on the seized land. And we also do have the issue of famine, y'all. There is a fragility in this humanitarian aid not coming when it needs to, not helping people when it needs to. And there's dwindling resources, there's overcrowding because the displaced people are in areas that cannot accommodate all of them. And then there is also the large scale of sexual violence against women and girls by both Eritrean and Ethiopian forces, even in the midst of the ceasefire, allegedly, or the cessation of hostilities. So we do have to make sure that we are aware of what is happening, as well as disease outbreaks like cholera, measles, and malaria. It's just not a good thing right now, okay? So be aware of that. We also have to point into what's happening in Yemen. They have had over 35 people who were killed in the attack by Israel on their capital. And 2 weeks before that, they had the Houthi prime minister and his cabinet was assassinated. And now the United States is trying to impose a new round of sanctions on Yemen's Houthis amid a sharp escalations of tensions in the area. And the U.S. Treasury Department did say on Thursday, which was September 11th, aka 9/11, that it was issuing sanctions against 32 individuals and entities, as well as 4 vessels. And the move is to disrupt Houthi fundraising, smuggling, and attack operations, so the Treasury Department says. I'm saying it right now, it's not going to work the way they think it's going to work. And I'm going to just say that, because it seems like not just the U.S., which is a settler colony in and of itself, albeit my settler colony, but it's still a settler colony, and other colonial powers have been trying to take the sovereignty of many people for decades, damn near a century. So this is all going into that plan of European colonialism and white supremacy, trying to infringe upon indigenous people's rights and tell them what they can and cannot do. Basically saying, listen to what Massa says or else, kind of a thing. That's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to say without saying it. And I'm going to just let y'all know what it is. That's what it is. That's what it's giving. So I'll leave y'all with that. That was our moment of solidarity. And if y'all stayed all the way until the end, thank y'all for listening. Don't forget to check out the link tree, and I will see y'all on the next reaction. Bye.